Hey guys, Stefan Fischer here from All Off-Road. I hope you guys are well. In today's video, I'm gonna have a look at another Hema rooftop tent. If you follow my channel, you will have seen that I reviewed one of the cheaper Hema rooftop tents a few months ago. I actually didn't rate it too badly, but it was fairly small. It had an unusual size, so I couldn't change the mattress in it, so I decided to not keep it. However, Vic Off-Road contacted me again and asked me whether I would like to review their new Hema Jervis Pro 2. That is a side opening rooftop tent. It's 140 centimeters wide, so exactly the width of a double bed. And I thought that actually would fit quite well on the camper trailer, so I agreed to that tent. I had a custom frame made so it fits on top of the Signature Deluxe camper trailer, and I have had this tent now for a few months. While I only used the tent on one trip, I had it open in my front yard for quite some time and just had it standing there open and see how it deals with all the elements. On the only camping trip, which lasted 5 days to be honest, we also had one night some pretty bad weather. With big thunderstorms, a lot of rain. The weather forecast was that bad that I actually didn't trust the tent and put up my stretcher under the awning of the camper trailer because I didn't want to move at night. But let me show you a bit later how the tent went. For full disclosure, Vic Off-Road provided me their tent for review and testing purposes. I have not paid for it. However, this is also not a paid review. I don't get any money for it. And Vic Off-Road won't see the review before it's out, so they have absolutely no influence over the content of that review. So let me show you around the tent and my first setup and give you a bit of an insight what I noticed around that tent. It's a Hema, a Jervis Pro, which is a hard shell tent. Here, I will set it up now for the first time. Yeah, you see these buckles and strap here. It is imperative that you tighten that. I did not realize, so I left it. And when it rained in the night, fortunately I wasn't in the tent, everything got wet. So I already panicked and I thought, oh, the tent is leaking and it's no good. However, it turned out it was only that straps not tightened. Once you tighten them on both sides, the tent will not leak, and I had it in quite some heavy rain. The tent has a sky window, which is nice to have. I'm always a bit hesitant about them because of possible leaks, but it did hold up well so far. As you can see, I can sit here. So, and I like the way it's done here. At my Daci Swag, it's the other way around. You have the fly screen inside and then these outside, but I actually prefer it this way around, because that means without much hooray at night, if it starts raining, I can quickly zip these up here and I don't have to open the fly screen first. So I think that's a better option. There are also there's a bag here, another bag here, so we also have here some pockets for Kindle. Probably would be good to have one bit wider pocket. Let's see whether I can get these strap protectors attached, because they are supposed to be here like this. So put this window on now here. To be honest, I'm gonna take that off. I can't see the point of that. But look, it's there. Light, it's alright. It certainly is big enough for me. The mattress fits the mega mat, so I've got enough space here. As you can see, it's lying a bit on an angle, so switch it on. Oh, good. Touch switch. Oh, even yellow. That is a nice touch. I do like that yellow light. And a mix. I have to mention that my tent arrived with 2 small holes in the side of the canvas, and one of the covers for the plastic struts came loose and was deformed. I would hope this is an isolated issue, as it would be a bit of an effort to return a bulky and heavy rooftop tent for warranty. In the previous Hema tent I could attach these flaps up here, so you could have both open. That doesn't seem to be the case here, so let me actually roll that up, I guess. Because otherwise you have it in the way, which is a bit annoying. Actually, even have some yellow. Yeah, I still don't sleep as good as in the stretcher, even though I have the same mattress. I don't know what it is, the stretcher. I just sleep better with I guess the soft canvas underneath, not the mattress. Even though all windows are open, there is a bit of condensation here. I mean, you have that nearly everywhere, but I don't know whether you can see that here. More here. And here. Condensation, even with everything open as it is now. It's definitely a thing. But you have that everywhere in the stretcher tent also of condensation. Yeah, still, for the camper trailer, I like the idea of a rooftop tent. But what I definitely do not like is that this is here on the outside. Here it's on the inside, as you can see here, down here on the outside, and that it's all rolls up to the top. That means if you open anything, everything drops in and wets your stuff. Would be much better if it was attached at the bottom. That way you can roll it up or hang it over there instead of wetting everything. So we've got big thunderstorm warnings, and the wind is pretty high, as you probably can hear, but so far the tent is holding up pretty well. So we had a pretty wild night, a lot of storm. I had to put all the side awnings in stretchers underneath. I didn't want to risk it in the tent. So let's see whether I was right or it was waterproofed. It's actually dry. Ah, that is good. So, dry. That is awesome. Well, it rained. So open that here. The first night I had it open with rain at home, I didn't have these latches clipped in, and that meant I had all rain in. But fortunately, now that latches clipped, that is all good, and the tent is waterproof. So that is very good. Yeah, I was quite relieved that the tent withstood this heavy storm of the whole night without any water, because I did go through a bit of effort getting the trailer set up, getting the frame manufactured, and I really would have hated to remove everything again. Let me quickly show you now the pack down of the tent and how quickly that goes. Packing in is pretty fast and can be done by one person. The only annoying thing is that really you can't leave anything in the tent, so the expat mega mat or my extra mattress needs to come out, or the bedding needs to come out, and in a way that is the biggest drawback for me and a little bit defeats the purpose of having a rooftop tent. So let's now have a look at everything I liked about the Hema Jervis Pro 2. The tent is pretty quick to set up and pack down. It has a solid aluminium hardshell with a honeycomb floor for strength and insulation. It is waterproofed and windproofed, and there is not much rattling even in strong wind. It has enough room for 2 people, and it's long enough for me with 193 cm height. I like the included internal white and yellow LED lights. The tent has plenty of internal pockets and also 2 outside shoe pockets. The fly screens on the side windows are on the outside, so you can open them from the inside, which is a plus. The roof stargazing window is quite nice actually at night. The tent is reasonably lightweight with 67 kg. You can also attach crossbars which can hold another 30 kg of gear. Keep your dynamic roof rating in mind though. When the tent is set up, underneath you have 2 U-channels with rings where you can hang stuff off. I think that's a nice little touch. I reckon 3,600 is about the right price for a side opening aluminium shell tent of this size. There are few low price companies who seem to use the same tent, however they combine it with a plastic shell and not an aluminium shell. Obviously at this price range everything is imported from China and is mixed and matched depending on the seller. So nothing is perfect, and especially not at an entry-level rooftop tent, so there are a few things you may want to consider if you intend purchasing one. Some of the issues I mentioned here, they are not unique to the Jervis Pro or to Hema. That are general issues I see with this type of tent. So let's have a look. While the canvas held up so far, it has a fairly lightweight ripstop poly cotton canvas and won't have the longevity of some of the heavier cotton canvas tents. Like most of these leathers, they are very good with shoes. However, if you climb up and down barefoot, they can be a bit annoying and uncomfortable. The main issue with tents like the Jervis 2 Pro is the mattress situation. Back in the day, 5 cm of foam might have done the trick, but not anymore. Sure, the Jervis Pro's 140 cm width offers plenty of aftermarket mattress options, but here's the catch. You have to remove them each time you pack up. This really takes away from the convenience of a quick setup. Plus there's barely any room to leave anything else in the tent, like a sleeping bag when it's packed up. In essence, the promise of a quick bed setup falls short with these constraints. The last downside I found is how the front door's fly screen and canvas are attached at the top and need rolling up. With the front's angle, any wet canvas could lead water inside the tent. Plus you can't adjust for a weather protected air gap at the top of the entrance. You're left with the only 2 options, fully open or completely closed, limiting flexibility in different conditions. So what is my final conclusion, and do I keep the tent? Look, I think for the budget-conscious camper who is happy with that style of tent and with a thin mattress, I think it's a good buy, especially for that price. Keep in mind, it doesn't allow you to leave any bedding in the tent. It also doesn't really allow you to put a custom mattress in, because the way how it all folds up. So if you want to use a better mattress, you have to always carry it with you separately and then put it into the tent when you have set it up. It certainly is not comparable to high-end rooftop tents, but again, for that price or for the kids, I think it is a good option. I will keep it on the trailer, but I think I'm gonna let the kids sleep in it because they didn't seem to mind that mattress. Or I will carry my mega mat with me separately if we stay longer at the same spot, and then put the mega mat in. Yeah, and that way it would work for me as well. So that brings me to the end. I really appreciate you watching till the end, and I hope you got some useful information from this review. As always, I would greatly appreciate if you could share, like, subscribe, And if you can afford, please consider heading over to Patreon or buy me a coffee, and with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or two per month, you can really help me creating these videos and to stay independent. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you along the tracks.